Every once in a while there's this book that takes you by storm, and I have to say that The Name of the Wind manages to do just that. The Name of the Wind is the first book in the Kingkiller Chronicle Trilogy. It's a fantasy novel and it's written by Patrick Rothfuss. As the first book, it sets the stage really, really well. And when I mean really well, I mean really, really well. Yes, that's right, two reallys. Really? It's called the Kingkiller Chronicle because it's a story told by someone. And that someone is called Kvothe. He's a quote unquote legendary figure. The reason, other than it being a marvelous pun, that I'm using this quote unquote thing is because legendary, what is a word like that anyway? There's been many stories about Kvothe, about this guy, and along the way these stories get distorted, they change, they become fantasy, they become fiction. So what happens when Kvothe is offered the chance to tell the real story? The Name of the Wind is very much grounded in reality, in emotion, in the stories about Kvothe and how he grew up to be the man who he is today. He's a very witty character, by the way. I remember sitting on the train reading this book and I had this grin plastered all over my face and you couldn't wipe it off even if you tried. I feel like the only person who could have wiped that grin off my face was Patrick Rothfuss himself. Maybe 3 pages later in the last 3 words of a chapter. Because that's what he does. He'll lift your spirit only to drag you down. Maybe later you'll get lifted again, so don't worry. It's not all bad, but there's suffering. What I love a lot, and I've mentioned this many times, is a magic system that's good and cohesive. I'm not gonna go into the specifics of it, but you'll learn soon enough how this works. Like, what is the name of the wind? It's not very easy to find out, especially because the wind can't really carry a name tag around, can it? It would just fall off. And there's more to this magic system than names. He really came with a novel idea, which might refer to quantum physics in a way, but I'm not really sure that was the intention. But I'd love to talk to you about it more in a separate video after you've read the book, of course. So if you want a rich world with great characters, a story that meanders through the life of a person, because a life doesn't have just one beginning, it has many beginnings. So in a way, this story is about small beginnings. I was enthralled by this book. It kept me up at night, reading it, turning the pages one after the other, rushing from chapter to chapter just to find out more and just to revel in this world that Patrick Rothfuss had created. It's scary and exciting that a writer can pull your heartstrings just like that. And I can't wait to read The Wise Man's Fear, which is the next book in this series. And I really hope that you'll grab a copy of The Name of the Wind and join me on this journey. Because I'll be posting a review of this book with a very pretty UK cover soon. And then I'll start reading The Wise Man's Fear.